Okay, John, well, I got this thing all wired up again. Um, Everything's looking really solid. I'll just go over kind of what I did again, similar to setup. Now, here's some of my notation that you sent me. Thanks for all this imagery. Just gave me the elements to design how far I wanted everything to be and gave you some distance to work it in the model. This Cobra Eye is the only thing that you'll need to split apart and rewire and get it up the neck. Otherwise than that, I think all this other stuff can go right in. Here's the 3 landing leg lights. Here's the left and the right wing. Here's the center light. And again, here is the actual Cobra Eye. Inside here's all the electronics. I've got the driver board for the controller. I've got the soundboard in there. Here's your speaker. Now what I've added on this one now is, here's your DC jack. This is a barrel jack and it's got a little nut and you can hook it up. And then currently I have the transformer plugged in, but I'm holding it back. I have a manual switch right here. I got a heavy duty toggle that will churn the master power on and off. And over here I have a smaller toggle switch, which is the cutoff for the soundboard. So I don't know what position I got these in currently because I've just been bench running and testing it. But let's go ahead and fire it up and I'll let it run through its routine. Okay, so currently I have the soundboard actually engaged. Again, 3 landing legs, left and right wing, main center light, which is, this one's really long, Cobra Eye. So I'm going to let it kind of go through its routine a little bit. I've been running it for quite a while on the bench. So everything seems stable, haven't had any failures. Here's your wingtip flash. Flashes in conjunction with Cobra Eye. Okay, now it's reverting back to the other status, and then again, this will start making this one start flashing and more active. Anytime in this routine, like say like, oh, yeah, I'm sick and tired of hearing the sound, right? This little switch, you can override the power, shut the sound off. The lights will continue, and they'll just keep running their pattern, but the actual sound device itself is kind of just sitting there in standby or power low consumption and off. I tested it to make sure that it wasn't getting warm. So the amp is nice and cold. There's your flash. Now see if I turn the sound on. Now it's synced. And again, see, you can just shut off the sound. At least it's an option for you now that you got control to shut the sound off if you're just sick and tired of hearing the sound. If you want to engage the sound at any point, again, you can just flick this master switch and it'll turn back on the sound. And again, we shut everything off. There it goes. It's, you can turn it off. If not, you can also turn it off at the transformer level and actually just, again, unplug it. You could even unplug it from this DC jack again, because I've given you the option to have the plug. You can put this somewhere on the model or just mount it somewhere and then it's ready to go. Again, turn it back on. And there we go. It resets and starts all over again. So anyway, I think I've got this thing all dialed. Again, I've bench run it for hours. I haven't had any issues with it. So I think we're all done here. I think I got this thing all wrapped up for you and tightened up. It's quite a big wiring job, but again, I got everything behaving. So anyway, so that is the Martian War Machine light and sound effect for a large scale Martian War Machine. So I'm ready to go ahead and pack this up and get it all sent on its way. Again, I'm very happy. It's stable. Everything's working right. I've tightened off everything here on this box. I've kind of broken this down into different areas. So all the wiring is nice and tight. I don't really, as long as you don't mess with the box too much, it's good to go. This whole box could just be Velcroed inside, somewhere inside the model. And again, I've given you a lot of lead line on the switches and the DC jack. So you should be able to hook that up pretty much anywhere you want. So anyway, I'll wrap this video up and send it on its way.